The countdown has officially begun, and Jin's name is echoing louder than anyone else's across the global fandom. As voting for the Hanteo Music Awards 2025 enters its decisive phase, the BTS vocalist has surged ahead in major popularity-driven categories, sparking an intense wave of online campaigns, late-night streaming parties, and real-time leaderboard watching among ARMY worldwide. According to current standings circulating among fan communities and entertainment trackers, Jin is dominating several fan vote categories, positioning himself as one of the strongest contenders of this year's ceremony. His rise comes at a fascinating moment in BTS's timeline, when individual members are continuing to shine through solo activities, while the group's legacy remains firmly intact. For Jin, whose recent musical releases and public appearances have consistently trended across social platforms, the Hanteo nominations feel less like a surprise and more like a culmination of months of steady momentum. What makes the situation even more dramatic is the fact that voting is still ongoing. Multiple rounds remain open, and rankings can shift at any moment, fueling non-stop mobilization efforts from fans who are determined to secure Jin a decisive victory. Screenshots of updated charts, countdown timers to the next voting window, and multilingual tutorials on how to cast ballots have flooded X, Instagram, TikTok, and fan cafes, transforming the award season into a full-scale digital battleground. Industry observers note that Hanteo's popularity awards are among the most competitive in K-pop, as they rely heavily on real-time fan participation combined with chart performance. That combination has historically favored artists with both strong sales power and highly organized fandoms, two areas where Jin has repeatedly proven his influence. With BTS's name alone commanding massive attention and Jin's solo brand continuing to expand internationally, his current lead is being read by many as a signal of just how formidable his global reach has become. Behind the scenes, excitement is building toward the ceremony itself, scheduled to take place in Seoul next year. Whether Jin ultimately walks away with one trophy or several, his commanding presence in the nominations has already become one of the defining storylines of the 2025 awards cycle. Entertainment outlets in Korea and abroad are closely monitoring the voting trajectory, aware that any sudden surge from rival nominees could instantly rewrite the narrative. For now, though, one thing is clear. Jin is not merely participating in the Hanteo Music Awards race, he is shaping it. With voting still open and the final results far from locked in, the coming days promise escalating tension, passionate fan action, and the possibility of another headline-making triumph for BTS's eldest member. As the voting clock keeps ticking, the spotlight on Jin only grows brighter. Every refresh of the leaderboard feels like a mini breaking news moment for fans, with thousands rushing to celebrate small gains or rally harder when competitors close the gap. Hashtags tied to Jin and the Hanteo Music Awards continue to trend in multiple countries, while fan bases coordinate across time zones to ensure that no voting window goes unattended. From Southeast Asia to South America and Europe, ARMY communities are treating the race like a global relay, passing the baton of responsibility as each region wakes up. What adds another layer of intrigue is how Jin himself has remained characteristically quiet about the numbers, choosing instead to focus on music, schedules, and interactions with fans that subtly keep excitement alive. A single post, appearance, or casual mention is often enough to ignite another surge of enthusiasm online, proving how closely his audience follows every move. Entertainment commentators have pointed out that this organic buzz, rather than heavy-handed promotion, is often what sustains long-running voting momentum, and Jin's calm confidence seems to be working in his favor. The narrative surrounding his nominations has also begun to shift from simple popularity to legacy. Analysts are framing his strong showing as part of a broader story about BTS members successfully navigating solo careers while maintaining collective dominance in the industry. Jin's performance in this year's Hanteo race is being read as evidence that his artistry and personal brand have matured into a powerhouse of their own, capable of standing shoulder to shoulder with top-tier soloists across K-pop. Still, uncertainty hangs in the air. With final rounds approaching, rival fandoms are expected to intensify their efforts, and even a narrow margin could swing dramatically in the final hours. That unpredictability is exactly what is keeping audiences glued to updates and speculation threads, refreshing official platforms and unofficial trackers alike, as if following a high-stakes sports final. No matter how the last votes fall, Jin's current dominance has already turned the Hanteo Music Awards 2025 into one of the most talked about chapters of his solo journey so far. The coming days will decide whether this surge becomes a definitive victory or the opening act to an even bigger award season story, one that once again proves why every move made by BTS, and especially by Jin, continues to command the world's attention. As anticipation continues to build, speculation has spread beyond fan circles and into the broader entertainment industry. Korean media outlets are reportedly keeping close watch on daily ranking fluctuations, while international K-pop commentators frame Jin's surge as one of the most compelling storylines of the season. Some have even begun to debate what a major win at Hanteo could signal for his next musical chapter, whether it might accelerate new releases, special stages, or high-profile collaborations later in the year. Behind the numbers lies a carefully cultivated relationship between Jin and his audience, forged over years of candid live streams, heartfelt messages, and performances that balance technical polish with emotional warmth. That bond, fans argue, is exactly what fuels their relentless dedication during voting periods. Many describe the campaign not simply as a competition, but as a collective thank you for the artist's consistency and sincerity, sentiment that continues to resonate across timelines and forums as screenshots of Jin climbing charts circulate hourly. The awards race has also revived conversations about BTS's long-term impact on global music culture, with members charting individually while preparing for future group milestones. Jin's strong standing at Hanteo is being read as yet another indicator that the group's influence remains undiminished, even as the industry evolves around them. Observers point out that very few acts manage to sustain this level of attention across both group and solo work, making every development in this voting battle feel historically charged. As the final phase approaches, tension is only expected to escalate. Fan bases are planning synchronized voting events, countdown live streams, and multilingual guides designed to bring in casual listeners who may not usually participate in awards races. Each update is dissected in real time, every small shift interpreted as either a warning sign or a reason for celebration. The atmosphere is electric, part festival, part marathon, part nerve-wracking waiting game. For Jin, the moment represents more than a statistical lead. It is a reflection of sustained relevance, artistic growth, and a global community ready to mobilize at a moment's notice. Whether the closing stretch ends with trophies in hand or a razor-thin finish, his commanding presence in the Hanteo Music Awards 2025 conversation has already cemented this chapter as one of the most intense and closely watched in his career so far. As the story keeps unfolding, industry insiders are increasingly framing the Hanteo race as a barometer of where K-pop's global center of gravity now sits. Jin's commanding presence in the ongoing vote is being cited as proof that the market for Korean solo artists, especially those with established international reputations, has reached a new level of maturity. Analysts note that digital fan engagement around his campaign rivals that of full group promotions, a rare feat that underscores just how expansive his reach has become. At the same time, the competitive atmosphere has injected a sense of drama into what is usually a predictable awards cycle. rival nominees remain close behind, and every incremental change in the rankings is treated as a potential turning point. Entertainment blogs dissect possible scenarios: a late surge from another fandom, a sudden spike following a viral clip, or the impact of final round waiting that could reorder the leaderboard overnight. This constant state of suspense has transformed routine vote updates into headline-worthy developments. Fans, meanwhile, are embracing the moment with a mix of excitement and anxiety. Online spaces are filled with countdown graphics, motivational edits, and personal testimonies from supporters who describe staying up past midnight to cast extra votes or coordinate with friends in other countries. For many, the campaign feels symbolic, a chance to show appreciation not only for Jin's recent projects, but for his entire journey from BTS's early days to his present status as a globally recognized soloist. What continues to stand out is how the conversation has moved beyond raw numbers and into cultural impact. Commentators are drawing parallels between Jin's current momentum and earlier milestones that helped propel BTS into mainstream global consciousness. They argue that sustained performances like this, across multiple years and evolving industry conditions, are what separate fleeting viral success from true star power. With the finish line now visibly approaching, the coming stretch is poised to deliver either a triumphant coronation or one of the tightest finishes in recent Hanteo history. Until the final tally is revealed, Jin's name will remain at the center of speculation, trending charts, and late-night fan debates, proof that even before any trophies are handed out, he has already turned the Hanteo Music Awards 2025 into a global conversation.